Hello and welcome to our first reading activity of week 2. We are on chapter 2 and this is our first day reading it. Let's get started by champing out our expectations. C, conversation. Have a quiet voice during this video so you can hear all the directions and you can say the answer when asked. H, asking for help. If you need help during these videos, you can always ask someone at home for help. A, activity. Right now we're going to do a reading activity. M, your movement during this time should be sitting down, looking at your screen or your materials, and pointing to your answers if you need to. P, participation. To participate in this lesson, you can say your answer by using your voice or pointing. And S, success. We can celebrate when we're finished by doing a cheer or giving somebody a high five at home. If you want to, you can get out a hard copy of the chapter 2 that was sent to your email, or you can just look at your screen and follow along with me. So we're on chapter 2, page 9. Chapter 2 is called Mark Gets Hired. Now remember, in chapter 1, Mark was looking for a job at the grocery store because he wanted to earn money to buy a video game system. So let's see what happens in chapter 2. Again, it's called Mark Gets Hired. So what is the title of chapter 2? Is the title of chapter 2 Mark Gets Hired? Or chapter 5 Mark Makes a Budget Plan? Say or point to your answer now. Right, we're on chapter 2. Chapter 2 is called Mark Gets Hired. Nice, let's go back to our story. Page 10. People need to fill out forms to get jobs. Businesses look at the forms. They pick the best person for the job. The person is hired to do the job. Mark will fill out a form to get a job.
People need to fill out forms to get jobs. Businesses look at the forms. They pick the best person for the job. The person is hired to do the job. Mark will fill out a form to get a job.
What does Mark fill out to get a job? Does he fill out a video game system, or does Mark fill out a form? Say or point to your answer now. Right, Mark fills out a form or an application to get a job. Page 11. Mark writes his name and birth date. He writes his address and phone number. He doesn't write down any jobs he has had. This will be Mark's first job.
Mark writes his name and birth date. He writes his address and phone number. He doesn't write down any jobs he has had. This will be Mark's first job.
Is this Mark's first job? Is this Mark's first job? Yes or no? Say or point to your answer now. Mark doesn't write any jobs from his past because, yes, this is his first job. Page 12. A grocery bagger needs to be helpful and kind. Mark writes about how he is helpful and kind. He helps his mother carry groceries. He opens doors for people.
A grocery bagger needs to be helpful and kind. Mark writes about how he is helpful and kind. He helps his mother carry groceries. He opens doors for people.
What does Mark do that is helpful and kind? Does he give people haircuts? Or he helps his mother carry groceries and he opens doors for people? What does Mark do that is helpful and kind? Mark helps his mother carry groceries and he opens the door for people. This is very kind and helpful, and it's also what grocery baggers do at the grocery store that we learned in chapter 1, so that's perfect. Page 13. Mark gives the form to the store manager. The store manager talks to him. She asks him questions. Then Mark gets the job.
Mark gives the form to the store manager. The store manager talks to him. She asks him questions. Then Mark gets the job.
Does Mark get hired? Does Mark get the job? Say or point to your answer now. After his interview, Mark does get the job. Yes, he gets hired. Page 14. Mark will work 3 days a week. He will earn money while he works. Mark can spend his money on things he wants. He can spend his money on things he needs.
Mark will work 3 days a week. He will earn money while he works. Mark can spend his money on things he wants. He can spend his money on things he needs.
What does Mark earn for working? What does Mark earn for working? Does he earn money? Or does he earn free time? Say or point to your answer now. Mark earns money for working. Page 15. Mark wants to be good at his job. Mark needs to follow his schedule. He needs to be on time. He writes down his schedule at home.
Mark wants wants to be good at his job. Mark needs to follow his schedule. He needs to be on time. He writes down his schedule at home.
How can Mark be good at his job? How can Mark be good at his job? Can he be good at his job by sleeping or by following his schedule and being on time? How can he be good at his job? Say or point to your answer now. Right. Mark can be good at his job by following his schedule and being on time, not sleeping. Page 16, our last page. Mark is happy he got hired for the job. Now he can earn money. He can spend money on a video game system. Mark is ready to start his first job.
Mark is happy he got hired for the job. Now he can earn money. He can spend money on the video game system. Mark is ready to start his first job.
What was the chapter about? What was this chapter about? Was it about Mark being happy that he got hired for his job? Or was it about Mark working at the pet store? What was this chapter about? Say or point to your answer now. Right, this chapter was about Mark being happy that he got hired for the job. Remember, chapter 1 was about Mark learning about how to get a job because he wanted to earn money for a video game system. Chapter 2, Mark fills out the application form, does his interview, gets the job, figures out his schedule, and is ready to get started. Nice job. Success. We finished. You can celebrate by doing a cheer, giving a high five, taking a break, or anything you'd like to do to celebrate at home.